guys. This is almost like a complete opposite of what happened the other night. I'd love to get in your heads and just think what you guys are thinking when you have a first half like you had against Manhattan and then a first half like you had today.
I just felt like that last game, it was like a very bad one, and that had us all down coming into this next game. So we had a lot of anger built up. Like, we can't go out like that again. So all that anger we just had built up, and then it just led us to victory tonight.
How does the other night even happen? Like as the game is going on, Manhattan's just taking control, and now you're doing the same thing tonight. What gets into a player's mind when that's going on?
I felt like last against Manhattan, we came out sluggish. We wasn't playing together. We started doing things that we normally don't do. We stopped doing the things that got us the 3 wins in a row. So I felt like that brought us down. But once we started getting back connected, things started rolling our way. And that's why I feel like today our energy was different, because out the gate, we started together, no ups and downs, and that's really it.
And you've had, it's been 35 years since an Iona player has had 20 rebounds in a game. 35 years. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, that's great that we get a win, so that's the most important. I just came here locked in, ready to play today, so I'm happy for that. But we got a win today, big win, and get ready for the next one.
In fact, you just had a very strong first half and 20 rebounds and you were 20 points. What was your energy like going into it? Is it just you make your first shot and you really gain confidence and then you just want to go for the basket? How did you feel today in the first half?
I mean, I was feeling confident. Coach Tobin talked to me before the game, told me to be a beast, be dominant. So I was coming to play, get ready to do my job, and so I win.
Can you talk about learning the mental aspect of the game and transitioning to Division I?
Yeah, so at the beginning, that was really hard for me because I think I have to get out of my comfort zone. So I was I've been through the up and down. But Coach Tobin, the All-Star, was every time we made support me every day. All my teammates wasn't in practice, give me some good advice every time. So it really helped me. And today, I think I played good because they all work what my team do and the coaching staff do with me. So yeah.
What moments, either in a game in general or today, do you realize that they don't have anything to stop you?
I mean, from the start, my first bucket, I was okay, today that's over.
Is it just
Yeah.
go bumping with player, you just I've never experienced the moment.
No, I feel like that was a great day, and the energy of the team, the crowd, all that was yeah, today is it's for the girls, so yeah, just go up there and play.
Day, there have been times where Tobin has said in your transition from a reserve player to a starter, learning those moments where you have to take over. Did you feel that at all at the second half today when things were getting a bit low offensively?
Yeah, I definitely felt that in the beginning, because normally we up at the half, 16 out of our games we was up at the half, and some of those games we lost. So he just told me be a leader, keep everybody together, don't let nobody put their head down. So I just felt like today we needed that, especially after the last game we just had. So.
Did you guys learn anything from the tape from the first Fairfield game? Made adjustments for this game?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I feel like we was more dialed in this time around. I feel like we studied, we came in, we knew personnel better than we did before. And then we knew how the bigs guarded the ball screens, what they do on the back end switching. So I feel like we was more dialed in.
Great.
And your game has been very consistent this year. You had 19 points today. How is that for you as your game's evolving? It seems like you were getting a lot of passes today and making the plays inside.
It starts with my teammates and my coaches. They just, every night out, they just giving me the confidence to go out there and be myself and go out there to be the player that they recruited. So having them telling me to go do that is all the confidence a player needs.
And Adam, Jai at 11 points today, but most of that was in the second half. He seemed to be passing more today. How is his game developing?
It definitely developed a lot from coming in. He was 4-star recruit, so he got a lot of people in his ears, but he definitely developed a lot from his first time that we all played together. And I feel like each and every game he's just getting better and better.
Do you feel like you're into February, the last month of the season, that you can, that there's a way to raise the level of the team for the stretch drive?
Yeah, I just feel like from practice, we got to start from practice, and we got to do the other things that's going to get us to where we need to be, like coming in, doing treatment, and getting the extra shots up, and that's really it.
Yeah, that same kind of question. What you had a terrific game today, a career breakout game today. How do you approach trying to do that on a somewhat regular basis, have a strong second half the last month of the season?
I mean, I feel like, that's like team effort. It was all for practice yesterday from Sherman this morning. It was in the mood, so
All right, so good bounce back win for us today. I thought we came out with a good mindset. I thought we actually, we got beat pretty bad and that stuff happens, right? So we got beat by on Friday, and we came back on Saturday. Would have been easy to hang our heads, feel sorry for ourselves, but I thought we came back with a good mindset, had a good practice on Friday or on Saturday. I get all messed up these weekends. It's either Thursday, Saturday, or Friday. I don't know what day it is. So good practice, a good mindset. And I thought we came out and we really defended the first 10 minutes. I thought Yafet and Clarence set a good tone physically by rebounding and defending, and our guards did a good job defensively. We made some shots and shared the ball. So yeah, it was good win, a good game, and I'm happy that we, I think Fairfield's a very talented offensive team, and it was good to get that win.
How much of what you do is psychiatrist when you have a first half the other night and then first half tonight?
Well, we went into a buzzsaw on against. I mean, there's other factors in that game that that people don't know about that made that a tough spot for us to win on Friday, and they're good, right? So Manhattan was ready for us, and that stuff happens. I'm looking at scores all day long. I mean, Iowa State lost at home to K-State yesterday by 20. We didn't play well. They played well. You get beat, right? You got about. But the important thing is we bounced back today, played much better, played to our identity. Like we talked about the other night. This is all for our guys. It's all the first time through all this stuff. So it's all new and but there's a lot of psychology and mental stuff that goes on into it, and so you're happy this time of year just to win and feel good and try to get better for another weekend next weekend.
Coach Afit Mundi, kind of a breakout game for him today, 25 points, 20 rebounds in the first half. First time someone in 35 years has done that.
Yep.
Is this representative of his potential?
Yeah, I mean, I told him with a minute to go, I said, you can do this every game. Like Moses Malone, rebounding is not a selfish thing. You can go get 20 rebounds every game if you want to, and he's just got to have the, I think I've told you a few times, he's kind of like a freshman. Just his whole overall approach is very up and down, right? So he actually had a bad shoot around this morning, and I yelled at him, which I have to do a lot with him, and he responded the right way and played well, and I think he is getting better. He is showing. I thought he played pretty well the last couple of weeks too. So he's showing signs of getting better and improving, and he's a big strong kid, and when he has that motor going and he's playing that hard, he's a factor for us.
Because you've been talking about trying to improve the offense, and you're just getting into the 70s, say 87 points, and DeJure's been so consistent, 19 points today. Is this what you like to see your offense do? Yeah,
I was frustrated against Manhattan. I thought we played really impatient and really, I hate to use the word selfish, but we shot a bunch of jumpers, a lot of quick jumpers at Manhattan. We kind of played in their hands. They want to play really fast. So that's when we're more patient and share the ball and move the ball and take our time and get the ball in the paint, we're a much better offensive team. So there's certain things we know that help us offensively, and we didn't do any of that at Manhattan. I mean, Manhattan, we went through the stats the next day. It was we had 18, 19 possessions of one pass or less. Well, who are you going to beat with that, And so that was what got us in trouble at Manhattan. And then all of a sudden, you take those shots, and then after one or no passes, and you're back on defense, you're playing defense the whole game. And I feel like against Manhattan, it was like a time of possession stuff. We were on defense the whole game against them. And so that just, playing smarter, playing more, understanding who we are. We're not this unbelievable offensive juggernaut, but we can score if we take our time and get good shots and not turn the ball over. I mean, we have tonight. We had 9 turnovers. I mean, that's, throw the ball to guys in the white and good things happen. We had 9 turnovers against Manhattan in the first 10 minutes. So we're working on that stuff. It's a work in progress, but today was a good day.
Adam had 4 assists, say 11 points. But is it easier for him when someone else is doing the scoring and he can think about setting them up?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just still trying to find himself, right? Like I think, and he's a great point guard. He'll be a great point guard. He still fashions himself as a great scorer / point guard, right? So you can do a little bit of both and be good at it, But I think when he's a point guard first and then a scorer, he's a better player. Sometimes he wants to be a scorer first and then a point guard, and that gets him in trouble. So he's learning. He's getting better. He's coachable. We coach him hard. I mean, I was on him pretty good at Manhattan. I thought he didn't play well there. I thought he bounced back, and he's one thing about him. He's very resilient. Like he comes back, and he had a good day today.
Relating to Adam, you pulled him out early second half, said something to him, put him right back in.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Just about the same thing. There's a time when I think Justin had the ball, and it's two freshmen, right? It's like dealing with I have 2 kids. Like it's dealing with two. A lot of us have kids, right? It's like 2 children. Like he thought he was open, Justin didn't pass the ball. Okay, that happens, right? Or once in a while we're gonna miss the open man. So I just said, listen, he's gonna miss you. You're gonna miss him. Whatever happens, we're gonna keep on playing and play the right way and not show bad body language and not be upset with each other. So I pulled him out, then I pulled Menard out, talked to both of them like you talked to 2 kids, and they both came back in and played much better after that. It's just the ability to share the ball and to make the right pass, make the right play. And it's hard. Sometimes you're up by then we had a great run there. I think Juggers hit a 3 in front of our bench. He gets up by 24, and that was great. And then for the next 4 minutes, we decided we're going to go back to our old ways of not sharing the ball, not hitting the open man. And especially now when you have Juggers and Menard and DeJour out there are some weapons who can make shots, and that helps us.
And Tobin saw some standout performances today, particularly from the likes of Moondean, Reeves, others. What did they do differently to prepare for this game after the loss to Manhattan Friday night?
Well, you hope you're mad, right? I was mad.
Sure.
Right? So, but they're never going to care as much as you care. That's just how it is sometimes. If you get guys who really care, then that's great. And I've been fortunate, a lot of guys who do really care. And we have a lot of guys in this locker room who do care, right? But we probably care too much sometimes, right? When your life and death is based on a bunch of 20-year-olds making jump shots, things are a little bit, it's not sane sometimes. So they were mad, they were embarrassed. But what happened? I think they responded the right way. There wasn't a whole lot of talk, and they just came back and they acted the right way, played the right way. I felt good after. I did not feel good on Saturday morning driving into practice, and I felt really good after I left practice. Okay, these guys are in a good spot. They're going to bounce back. They'll be resilient. So that was a good sign.
How important is next weekend with Mount and then at Marist?
2 road games, right? So you got to go win some road games. I mean, you got to go on the road and all these weekends, you split. You're 500, right? You got to try to find a way if you can. Now the next weekend's hard.
A lot of travel, right?
Yeah, a lot of travel. Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
I mean, we're lucky in this league. We don't travel. Our travel's not bad at all. I've been in leagues where way worse travel than this, so it's not actually that bad. So we'll go play Mount on Thursday. We'll probably come back after the game here. We don't play Marist till Saturday night. So instead of going to a hotel and hanging out for 2 days, we'll probably come back here, go to class, and then practice Friday afternoon, then travel on the day of the game on Saturday. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot harder things in life than doing that. We'll be fine, But yeah, I mean, Mount's a big game for us and I think they're playing really well right now. They beat Merrimack last night. They're beating, I think, St. Peter's right now. So yeah, road games are huge. You want to protect the home court and then try to go steal on the road and going next weekend and go get them. And like we talked about, this league's, I mean, we played well today. We beat Fairfield. Fairfield beats us up there. You play them a third time, and who the hell knows what's going to happen, right? So it's pretty even. You just got to keep on getting better. We are getting better. I mean, you don't want to overreact to what happened on Friday. I think that was an outlier for the last 2 weeks. I think we walked into a buzzsaw team that was really, really ready for us, and they played well, and we didn't play well. And okay, the world's not coming to an end, I think I saw Jim said I saw it on social media. It was the low point of the season. I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with that. I thought it was definitely a low point, right? But stuff happens, right? You get beat, and you got to be able to respond to it. So I was happy the guys responded the right way, and we'll take tomorrow off and go back to work for next weekend.
What are you taking from the early line change that you've kind of fallen into the last couple of games?
Well, so all right, that's a good question, Dave, which you always have great questions, right? So we at Manhattan, our starters were. I'm not, plus minus more of a hockey stat. Sometimes I don't fall in love with it, but at Manhattan, our starters were -20, right? And our bench guys were even or -1 or +1. Go back and look at the stats. That's what it was, right? So I said to the guys on Saturday, like, okay, I'm sure and players hate that. They don't like the line change, or they don't. I'm just saying they hate it. They don't like it. Guys want to play 40 minutes, right? But I'm like, well, you tell me then. If you're -20, why should you be playing and the guys who are even or +1 in that game not playing, right? So if you want to get and help us win and stay on the floor, find a way to we need production, right? So that might be my exact quote to Yafet this morning. It was like, stop with the body language and the sulking and the pouting. Go get production. I mean, you listened to me. He got production. So yeah, I think we're still trying to like, hey man, that the guys off the bench are not as good a scoring team, right? But they can defend. They're tough. They rebound. They get our press going a little bit. And I thought today they came in and gave us some good minutes. And I don't think we'll keep doing that the whole way through. But right now, it's a good way to get in everybody in the game to see who's got some juice, And I can tell right away, hey, this guy looks good. This guy's not ready to go. And then we can kind of adjust off that, I don't love doing it, to be honest with you, but it's something we're just kind of doing right now. And Kome, I thought had a good day. Like Kome hasn't played and he's practicing well, so it's like, let's give Kome a shot, right? Played, I thought he did pretty well, So we'll see how that materializes.
Speaking of your press, it seemed today to be, I know you want to wear teams down, speed them up, but today you actually took the ball from them, it seemed.
Did we? Yeah, more turnovers, right? I mean, and they're pretty good at handling the ball, so we were a little bit better with I thought we got some good turnovers. We forced 14, and they're I think they're top of the conference. So yeah, we had some good runs there. We fouled it. In the first half we were fouling a lot too, so we kind of had to stop pressing. So and the same thing like that starting group with Bernard and Jungers is not a great pressing team. So it's like we're kind of trying to be a little more like stable, like not going crazy, not trapping a lot. And the guys on the bench come in to be a little more aggressive. Almost like two different approaches.
Coach, you?
After you go.
You mentioned Comey getting in the second half. I also saw Jalen Barr got in for a bit. Is there a player who you're hoping is going to get healthy or is going to emerge and can contribute to the last month of the season? Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of guys on that bench. I mean, I think Winborn has potential to have a really good last 6 weeks here. Comey's gotten better. Bundy didn't play as well today, but he's been pretty good for Bundy played his Bundy's always hurt. He played so hard against Manhattan. I think a guy like him gets worn down over a 48-hour period. Like he played so hard against Manhattan, and today he didn't really have a lot of juice. So he's got to get used to the back-to-back stuff, But I think those guys all Winborn, Bundy, Comey. I mean, Yafet, huge, right? I mean, like he hasn't done that. I mean, I got family here and friends here, recruits here. They're like, man, that kid's unbelievable. I'm like, well, that hasn't happened every day, He's a wonderful kid. We'd like that to happen every day. That's the guy we recruited, right? That's the one. It was just like that's the guy we thought would come here and be like a physical force. And like, I think in this era, like it just takes time, And I'm not patient, or I don't, and I've got to learn to be more patient. It just takes time, And we're making strides though. The last few weeks have been much better. Coach,
After you go.
You had a lot of time with the players in the summer. Was it 40 practices or so?
Yeah,
and so on after that, and then the early season. What does it really take when you have 14 new players for a season to get them to play the level you want them to play?
I mean, it's like the practices are great, and a lot of summer's great for all the camaraderie and all the chemistry and that kind of thing. But you got to start playing games to get a better feel for who could do what. I think that's what it is. I mean, like, how much more do I know about our guys now after 20 games than I did before? You got to play somebody else. So I think it's helped us to play more games, and you just want to try to get better every day. That's the idea. Our defense has gotten better. You look at the numbers; it's gotten way better. And we knew we'd be a good defensive team at some point, and I think it's starting to materialize. I don't think we're a great defensive team, but I think we're definitely getting where they shoot from the field today. Like we couldn't guard the three for the longest time. We all know that, and we started to guard the three a little bit better. So that part, I mean, we're making strides on that end, and we'll keep on working that way.
So you go up to Tim after the game, and I'm curious of your relationship with him, and maybe
he's great.
even just like parallels of your coaching career?
Yeah, I mean, Tim Close is an unbelievable coach, right? So I'm at St. Thomas Aquinas, and he came from LIU Post, the same conference, right? So he comes over to Iona, and he's a winner, and I'm right here. I mean, I used to watch all those games, and just like, you know, the way his teams played. We will get there. I like to play that fast, you know. I like to play and score at that tempo. And like we did a Zoom call this past summer with him, the whole staff, and he went through all of his offense, all of his. I mean, we you know, I think he's a basketball genius, and the way he recruited it was ahead of his time. So yeah, no, he's a good friend and a good person to have in your corner, and he got a lot of respect for him. I mean, what he did here is, like Fran Francilla said, he's the best coaching career in MAC history, probably. I mean, probably it definitely is. I mean, he was incredible, and so he was very innovative in how they played in transition, how fast they played, and so, you know, he's got some wild ideas. I'm not totally. We debate back and forth sometimes about, like, you know, he thinks that whoever gets the rebound should be the point guard. That'd be Yafet a lot of times. I'm not totally sold that Yafet should be our point guard, but he is. So he's like, no, I don't care. He'll learn how to do it. I'm like, yeah, you know. So we're. But I like his thought process, and so it's great to have him here today. I mean, that's awesome to have him back here. I mean, he's a legend, and I mean, anytime he's here, it's a great thing. So we had a lot of great alums here, a lot of great guys. So Gary Springer's in my office. Steve Burt's in my office to make he scored 30 today. I don't think he has any. I mean, he might actually, the way things are changing, he might have eligibility now. So he was. Steve Burt thinks he can score on anybody. So he's in my office for the game to make he score 30. Gary Springer was here. Dan Doyle was here. A lot of great alums, a lot of great players. I don't know, was Ruland here? I don't know if it was Juicy.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, I think it was with the grandkids. He texts me about it every day now. So I mean, people here are so supportive and so good. They want to see us get it going. You know, everybody does. Tim does too. So, and we will. We will.
Did Springer speak to the team?
I was trying to find him after the game. I couldn't. He was going to, but I couldn't find him after the game. So maybe he was enjoying some concessions or something. I don't know. Maybe him and Steve Burt were playing one-on-one. I have no idea. But Steve Burt is I love that dude, man. He got a lot of confidence. I like guys like that.
Coach, just after a tough loss Friday, and you talked about the learning process of dealing with adversity. Were there any particular players that showed leadership that go around to their teammates and encourage them?
Yeah, good question, right? I mean, I know DeJour and Jalen Barr texted our strength coach Rich, who does an unbelievable job, after the game and said, "Hey, can we get some more lifts in? I need to lift again tomorrow, get it stronger." I mean, Manhattan was, I think, really physical with us, like really like their physicality bothered us. So I think those guys, just that idea, and then they got, they went to lift. They brought a lot of players with them too. Rupert was great, and just the tone was set yesterday at practice. Like, it's very easy. Human nature after a loss, when you're embarrassed and you don't play well, is to hang your head and feel sorry for yourself, right? So I'm proud of the guys. We didn't do that. We didn't hang our heads. We didn't feel sorry for ourselves. We were all upset about what happened, and we bounced back, and I thought we played well today. So definitely a step in the right direction.